Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Now, if you watched my channel before, you might be thinking, hey Mr. Funny Man who screams at Minecraft mod pack, why are you making this video about YouTube drama? I mean, it seems a bit strange. Well, I'm going to sound like every single generic YouTuber out there, but I never planned on making this video, okay? This video and this whole investigation started from me and a friend talking about the whole situation in Discord calls, and we decided to, make our theories and examination results public because we thought it would contribute to the discussion about the allegations against Pyrocynical. Now, if you don't know what's happening, let me just give a quick summary. So, Ivory is accusing Pyro for grooming him through DMs in Discord. To prove his accusation, Ivory presents screenshots of messages between him and a deleted user that he claims is Pyro. Now, since he only presented screenshots, which could easily be faked, people started questioning him about on the validity of his evidence, and Ivory therefore presented a video of him scrolling through Discord messages on his phone, which is much harder to fake. Now, although the Discord user is just a deleted user, several pieces of circumstantial evidence prove that the Discord account is most likely Pyro's. These include the user saying that he will add a clip that Ivory sent him to the end of one of his videos, and the clip appearing in said video a few days after the conversation, and Pyrocynical's girlfriend Ida basically is second-hand confessing for his boyfriend in an Instagram DM with Ivory a short while after Ivory posted the allegations. Now, no statements have yet been made, but no public statements at least have yet been made by Pyrocynical, and there's yet no consensus on the truth of these allegations. It seems that people are pretty split on this topic currently. Now, before I continue on, I would like to say that pretty much everything I've investigated and examined is in a big Google document that I will have linked down in the description. If you wanna have more details on certain things, and I will sometimes reference certain things from the Google document, I would recommend opening up the Google document and either having it on the side while watching the video or checking it out after watching it. I don't know, do what you want, I'm not your dad. I'm just saying this document exists and it has a lot of information, so go check it out if you're interested. Now, let's start by examining the allegation itself. Now, what reasonable possible scenarios are there of this allegation? Well, first of all, the allegations could be completely true. It certainly is possible. Now, secondly, the allegations could also be completely faked and false. But there is a third scenario that I don't think a lot of people think about. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about Slazo, another YouTuber who was accused of doing, let's say, bad things. I don't want to get this video blacklisted on YouTube. Yeah, and in that scenario, I mean, he did do some bad things, but the one who accused him intentionally made Slazo look as bad as possible by removing all of the parts where he apologized for his behavior and such. Because I think all of us can be assholes sometimes. But if you so canceling someone because they're a bit rude sometimes. I mean, we would have to cancel the entire humanity if we were gonna go off that. So yeah, after Slazo made a video called My Side and showed the full context of the conversations and explained everything, the cancellation pretty much stopped like right away. So that's also a reasonable possibility that the allegations are false, or like not as bad as they might seem, I guess, and that the evidence is like misrepresented to make Pyro seem worse than he is. Now, let's go through each of these scenarios. Now, if we want to prove or disprove the first scenario, that's pretty much impossible. There's always going to be gaps in evidence, and it's pretty much impossible to have a completely airtight case. So yeah, it's hard to completely rule out the possibility of the allegations being true. The best we can, if we wanna clear Pyro's name, the best we can do is reduce the likelihood of that scenario being true by breaking down as much of the allegation and as much of the allegation as possible. Now, the second scenario, that the evidence is faked, is extremely difficult to prove. I mean, when's the last time someone like gets sued for like murdering someone, and they're like, no, the evidence is fake, and they get away with it? It's if you can't prove it, it's pretty much pointless to say, but it's not completely pointless. I mean, it's not something you should rely on, but it is something you can use, because it's not as difficult to disprove that the evidence isn't faked. For example, you know, when Ivory first made the accusations, they were just simply screenshots, and therefore they could have been faked. But when he presented the video of him scrolling through Discord on his phone, that would be much harder to fake, and therefore a lot more people started believing in him. If you demand a reasonable amount of proof that the evidence isn't faked, and the one who's accusing fails to provide sufficient proof, this can damage their case, but it's not something you can rely on. Now, the third scenario, that the allegations are false and the evidence is misrepresented, is the most probable way to clear Pyro's name, since all you really need to do is point out gaps in the provided evidence and present alternative interpretations of the given evidence. Because if there are suspicious gaps in the evidence, then you can point that out and be like, hey, why did you not like present this? Like, well, this gap could, you know, undermine the whole allegation. Now, before I start, because I haven't really taken a stance yet, I want to say I believe that Pyro is innocent currently. That's my current theory, which I will explain in more depth later. And I just want to say this for the record, that I watch Pyro's videos. I think they're great. I think they're well made. I watched them for years, and I have always liked his videos. So there might be some bias, but I try to build my case of Pyro being innocent on evidence and logic, and not, oh, I used to watch him, so you know he can't be a bad person. I mean, that's just kind of dumb. So yeah, I'm just putting that out there, so you know. But let's start with the examination of the evidence. Now, evidence for I'm referring to evidence for in the Google document. You can go check it out if you want. But I mean, I'll explain what all the evidence is, so it's not required by any means. Now, evidence 4 is a video of Ivory showing a DM conversation with a deleted user, which, as stated before, is most likely Pyro's account. Now, in which Ivory clearly states that he is a minor. Ivory also explains how deleted users work on Discord in this video, and Ivory is claiming that he has told Pyro his age multiple times and even had his age listed in his Twitter bio, which Pyrocynical followed. Therefore, he should have known his age. Now, Ivory is trying to push the narrative that Pyro was aware of his age and groomed him intentionally. Although the evidence may seem damning, does Ivory's claim hold water if we examine things further? Before we get to any deeper examination, there was one thing I noticed pretty much instantly when I looked at this tweet where he posted the video I mentioned. Now, the comments on this tweet are disabled for some reason. Now, Ivory claims that he did this because he was getting harassed, but this doesn't really make sense because his other posts, even the other posts regarding the allegations, still have their comments enabled, so why not this one in particular? Like, why not disable the comments on the main post where you accuse Pyro and apparently get harassed by Pyro fans, but disable your comments in your YouTube tutorial video where you explain how Discord users work? It's just a bit strange. One thing I missed in my initial investigation is that in this video where he explains how deleted Discord users work, he shows the top of the DM conversations, which he doesn't do in the other video where he shows the DMs of them doing the ERP stuff. And this, on closer inspection, really caught my attention because, as you can see in the video I'm showing, you see how he kind of frantically scrolls down when the DMs reach a certain part. I had a feeling it was similar to how Che did in the Slasher situation, where it's like, nope, you don't want to see that part of the DMs because that actually makes the one I'm accusing seem not as bad. So no, you're not allowed to see any context because I wanna ruin people's lives. Yay.
In the video where she's scrolling through her messages here to prove that they're real, she also goes nearly up to where I apologize and try to understand her point of view, but then quickly scrolls down.
And this is why I think this is the more reasonable reason, I guess, that I think he disabled the comments. Now, this is just a theory, pretty much like everything in this video, but I'll explain why I think this. So, I think that Ivory kind of fucked up by showing this top part of the DM conversations, and after he uploaded, he realized he fucked up, and he couldn't delete it because people, would have that video saved and realize, oh, he tried to delete it, he's hiding something. Let's cross-examine the shit out of every little frame in this video, and therefore he was like, ah, shit, well, I guess I gotta keep this up. But he didn't want people to be drag attention to the fact that he was showing the top of the DMs. So he blocked the comments because so people couldn't be like, yo guys, did you see how he showed the top of the DMs and it said this? And the more people would, notice it and make a big deal out of it. And I think that's why he did this like weird thing where it's like, oh, I'm getting harassed, so I'm turning off comments only on this one YouTube tutorial video on how this deleted Discord users work. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because there is one weird thing I noticed at the top part of these DMs. As I'm showing on screen right now, this is around the 145 mark of this video, which again is listed in the document in the description, so you can check all the sources to, you know, make sure that I'm not bullshitting this. But yeah, as you can see here, the deleted user says, hey, like I use Skype way more than Discord, and they seem to, you know, add each other on Skype and get in contact there. Now the weird thing is, he never mentioned this. Ivory has, from what I've seen at least, never mentioned any Skype conversations. Only the ones on Discord were mentioned. And I think that's pretty strange, because if the deleted user used Skype way more than Discord, then they probably did a lot more shit on Skype than on Discord, and therefore you would want to present that, because, you know, more evidence is always better for making a case. Just why not show it? So that's why I think that's strange. Now here's my theory. You know how Skype is a dead meme? Like, no one uses Skype except like boomers. Everyone has switched to Discord. Well, here's my theory, because this was years ago. Pyro, or yeah, the deleted user, again most likely Pyro, downloads Discord because, you know, everyone's moving to Discord and it's like, oh, cool app, let's see how this is. And he gets in contact with Ivory, and he's like, yo, I use Skype more than Discord, so, you know, wanna add me on there? And he's like, sure. And this is where they have their initial conversations. This is probably where they introduce each other, like introduce themselves. And that could be the reason why Skype conversations were never mentioned by Ivory and kind of like hidden. Because, let's say Ivory says, oh yeah, I'm 19 years old or something in those Skype conversations, and when everyone realizes that Discord is better than Skype, everyone shifts over to Discord and they continue on with the ERP shit on Discord. That's my theory, at least, for why he kind of tried to hide the top of the DMs. This brings me to another thing I noticed while examining this video. The proof that Pyro knew that Ivory was underage is a bit questionable. Ivory claims that he stated his age many times and also had his age in his Twitter bio, which Pyrocynical followed. However, there is no proof except this video. There's no recorded proof other than this video of Ivory stating his age to Pyrocynical. Now, I tried to verify if Ivory truly did have his age in his Twitter bio, and I tried to use the Wayback Machine, and there were no backups of his Twitter account from 2017. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's telling the truth there. If someone saw that his Twitter, like his age was in his Twitter bio, let me know, but I've never seen anyone claim that. And even if he had his age there, A, Pyro maybe didn't see it, because who the fuck reads Twitter bios, and B, he could have followed Ivory on Twitter after doing the ERP things. Now, the reason I believe this is because in the video where Ivory states that he was underage is dated 2017 August 18th of August, and the latest known date, more like the latest presented date by Ivory of them doing ERP and sending NSFW work to each other was 2017 of the 6th of April. So there's like a roughly 2-month gap between them doing ERP and Ivory stating his age. Now, this shows that it's possible that Ivory lied about his age, or like didn't mention his age to Pyro while they did the ERP, and only mentioning it afterwards. And he presents no evidence of Pyro doing any ERP after the message he sent. There's no presented evidence by Ivory that shows that Pyrocynical had any sexual conversations with him after the 6th of April 2017. Now, let's move on to evidence 5. Now, evidence 5 is the giant like Q&A thing he has, where he asks a bunch of questions that people had, and yeah. Now, Ivory makes claims on multiple occasions that it's not just him that has been affected, but other people as well. For example, in this Q&A thing, but he has mentioned it in other places as well, like, oh, it's not just me, I want to speak up for everyone who's been affected and such. However, no one that I've seen at least has come forward about Pyro grooming them. The closest thing is Sam claiming that Pyro sent similar NSFW art to him. Sam, however, was 18 years old at the time, which doesn't really prove anything. It kind of just proves that Pyro is interested in, you know, sending NSFW to others, you know, not that he's interested in underage people. So yeah, okay. Now I want to get to my current theory of what I think actually happened between Ivory and Pyrocynical. Now, again, I just want to preface this. This is just a theory based on the things I noticed while examining Ivory's accusations. And again, this is probably not perfect, but this is the only thing that really matches up with all of the motivations of everyone. Right, let's get to it then. What I think actually happened. Okay, so Ivory liked Pyrocynical because he was a big YouTuber or something, I don't know. He wanted to get in contact with Pyrocynical, that's the only relevant part. Now, most underage people on the internet lie about their age. I mean, you can't make an account on a lot of websites if you're not 18 plus. And, you know, most people don't mention their age when they're underage, because I mean they're not even really allowed to be on a website, and they fear that they might get shamed. And I'm guilty of this myself. I don't really mention my age a whole lot because I'm 16. And yeah, I've I've lied about my age to make accounts, and I feel like everyone has. Even if you ignore the fact that most underage people lie about their age, and we can't really make a case about like, oh, a lot of people lie about their age, therefore Ivory must have. No, I mean, the thing is, Ivory most likely knew that if a YouTuber was caught having a having private conversations with a minor, it would raise suspicions, and YouTubers therefore tend to avoid having private conversations with minors. Either way, no, I don't I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but Ivory used some sort of deception to hide his real age by either not mentioning it or like lying about it to get in contact with him. After getting in contact with him on Discord, they moved to Skype, I believe, and this is where they like introduced themselves. I think Ivory was probably like, hey, 19 and I like whatever the fuck, and Pyro was like, oh yeah, I don't know, for 20, I don't know how old he was, and I like Shrek as swag too. Anyways, back to the point. They get in contact, and after a while, they somehow get on the topic of ERP. Don't ask me, please. And they start doing said ERP. Now, this was roughly between the 28th of February 2017 to the 6th of April 2017. I mean, that's the time frame he shows in the Discord DMs in the big video, at least. Ivory later reveals to Pyrocynical that he is a minor, and Pyro is of course shocked. This would explain the rant he made about him being anxious all the time. I'll put it on screen now, pause if you wanna read the whole thing, but it's basically Pyro just saying like, oh, I've done ERP with people and I'm afraid I'll get exposed for it someday and such. Now, Ivory either threatens to expose Pyro, or Pyro tries to stay good friends with Ivory to stop him from exposing him, which makes them stay in contact for some time. This is around the 18th of August 2017, where Ivory, in like casual conversation, tells Pyrocynical that he's underage. Now, Pyro either try to cut contact with Ivory, causing him to get mad or expose him, or like his anxiety around doing the ERP like made him hate Pyro or something. I'm not sure, but something causes Ivory to post the allegations. Ivory himself does mention that he posted the allegations on a whim during a mental breakdown in his big twit-longer statement. Now, I think it's entirely possible that Ivory regrets the things he did while being a dumb teenager and wanted to unleash his anger and frustration on Pyro by cancelling him. It's possible that he felt manipulated because of both the age difference and the power difference, with Pyro being a big creator and such. This is supported by the fact that he says he didn't speak up about it sooner because he felt powerless, and that he felt angry, confused and sad that he had to accept it since he was 15. Now, although it's unfortunate what he had to go through, Pyro is not at fault. According to Sam, Pyro sent similar NSFW to him. However, Sam was 18 at the time. This shows me that Pyro just wanted to do ERP with people, and when Ivory kept feeding into the ERP and possibly lied about his age, there was no possible way Pyro could have known that Ivory felt manipulated and like didn't want to do it. Now, there's no evidence of ERP or sexual conversations between the two after Ivory telling Pyro that he is underage. All of the presented evidence of the ERP and such is before 2017, in the 18th of August. Now, this is just a quick summary of the timeline of the current theory. Now, they get in contact in Discord DMs in some unknown date, and then they shift to this Skype, and then they switch back to Discord after Skype kinda dies and everyone realizes it's trash, and Ivory and Pyro do ERP. Earliest and latest known dates of these are the 28th of February 2017 and the 6th of April 2017. And then Ivory reveals to Pyro that he's underage, and the earliest recorded evidence of him mentioning this is the 18th of August 2017. Before I end this video, first of all I want to say that this situation is bound to change, and therefore I'm probably going to make changes to the Google document and possibly this video and upload like update videos, maybe post some pinned comments, I don't know, but I'll try to keep you guys informed if I make any new discoveries. So I mean, I don't smash like and subscribe, ayo, no, but like if you give a shit, then subscribe, because I might make update videos, or just check up on the Google document every now and then. I'll post a pinned comment if I ever update it. So yeah. Now, another thing I want to say before I end this video is that, you know, I've kind of spent this entire video shitting all over Ivory's accusations, and I just want to say that I kind of understand them. I've gone through some similar things. I don't want to get into details, but I can understand like regretting things you've done, because similar to Ivory, I kept feeding into it, even though I didn't really like it. But it's not like the other person's fault that I kept feeding into it. It's just an unfortunate situation for both parties involved. And I guess this is a bit of advice for Ivory. If you regret what you did during your mental breakdown and you want this to stop, you could either firstly like claim all of this was faked and just delete everything. And I know you'll get harassed for this. You'll get hated by everyone if you do this. And I mean, even though I don't encourage anyone watching this video to harass Ivory, it's gonna happen. It's just inevitable that Ivory is going to be harassed if he says it's all fake, just to cover for Pyro, because he regrets that, you know, he made it all public. Secondly, he could just confess to the truth. Could be like, okay, I lied about my age and I felt manipulated, and I'm sorry, Pyro, like, you didn't know, but, you know, like, I'm sorry for like forcing this all into the public, because I mean, you gotta imagine how uncomfortable it must be for Pyrocynical. Can you like imagine if your like internet search history got leaked to everyone and everyone thought you were like borderline pedophile? I mean, that would just absolutely suck, and it would be a really difficult situation. So Ivory, if you wanna, you know, admit to it, I'd certainly respect you a lot more if you were to do so. I would definitely like understand why you did this if you were to like, you know, back down on your accusations. Now, it is possible that my theory is incorrect and all of these allegations are true. I'm not denying that, but this is the only theory that we could come up with, me and my friend could come up with, that matched up with everyone's motivations. So let's go through it. Now, in the beginning of a discussion with me and my friend, we were kind of stuck at a stalemate, because we were thinking he's either innocent or guilty. And the things his girlfriend say, I mean, they definitely made Pyro look bad. and therefore it was a bit hard. It was a bit baffling, because if Pyro was innocent, then why go on this rant that basically acts as a second-hand confession for Pyro? It was just really baffling to us. Now, with this current theory, I can kind of understand what Ida says. Ida says something along the lines of like, I can understand if you're mad, but it's not Pyro's fault. It's not Pyro's fault, which is similar to what I'm saying, because I think what she's trying to say, but is kind of failing at saying, is because she's so, you know, flustered because, you know, if your boyfriend or girlfriend got accused of grooming an underage person, you'd get a bit angry, to say the least. So that I think explains Ida's motivation, because if Ida if Ida thought that it was bad, like thought it was true, then why defend him? And if you thought it was false, why not defend? Why not defend him? Kinda. Like, it only makes sense if it's somewhere in the middle. Ida's rant. Now, Pyro's message, where he says he's constantly anxious, it also explains that, because, you know, he didn't know of Ivory's true age until it was too late, and when he finally knew, you know, this must have been really hard on him. He must have, like, as he says himself, he was anxious about it all the time, because any day now his whole life could be ruined because of a mistake that he wasn't, you know, aware of. So that explains that message. Now, that message is for some reason just a screenshot and not like a video, which means it could be faked. And it says, like, I've done it with a lot of people, so like, if one person speaking up would start a chain reaction and no one else speaking up, makes me kind of suspect that it's fake, but I'm not sure. It could be that it's partially faked and not entirely. But if it's real, it matches up with this current theory. And Ivory, the motivation also matches up. If you really regretted this thing you did, and you felt that it was another person's fault, you would do this, right? I don't, like, no one cancels someone for lols, like, no one does it for kicks. When was the last time you heard about someone, like, stabbing someone, like, for fun? Pretty much never, right? Well, it's similar, like, people don't do bad things for no reason. So he had to have some motivation, and his motivation could be that the allegations are true, but then it doesn't match up with everything else. Now, if the allegations aren't completely true, then it's still, like, Ivory's motivation still matches up, and so does everyone else's. That's why I think I believe in my current theory. That's why I think my current theory is the most plausible scenario. Now, well, that was pretty much it. Now, actually, hold it right there. Do you remember when I said this situation was probably going to evolve and change over time? Well, I couldn't even post the video before the situation changed. You see, Pyrocynical actually talked to Ivory in private DMs after Ivory made the allegations, and there are some interesting things there that I would love to talk about in this video, but I just don't have time, mate. I'd have to re-edit this video that I was just about to upload, so that's probably going to be in a different video. So I guess subscribe if you want to see that when I upload it. It depends on when I have free time, since I'm so busy with school right now, but I'll try to get it done. And if you want to, like, I guess, get early access, since I'm probably going to update the Google document before uploading the video, just check on the Google document. I'll probably make a pinned comment where I'll say that, hey, I updated the document, go check it out. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to make a new video, which kind of sucks, but I just don't have time to re-edit this video. So yeah, let's just continue with the outro that I had in the original video now. So yeah, well, feels kind of strange to do the generic YouTuber out there if you ask for likes and subscribers after such a heavy topic, but I mean, I guess I hope you enjoyed this video, or it was informative, or something. I don't know. I would actually really appreciate it if you were to share this video, like it, interact with it, just because it's such a heavy topic that it's very likely that YouTube is gonna be blacklisted and basically deleted from its algorithm, so it won't be shown to anyone. So I would really appreciate it if you shared it. Any constructive feedback is also greatly appreciated. I will check as many comments as I can. I have no idea if this video will flop real hard or blow up like hell, but yeah, I don't know. Just bye.